The next exercise has you bouncing around, okay? So there's still one on top of each other. You still should be able to see one note, then the one above it, see that it's a third, and then apply it to your guitar. So here we are. We're going to start again on the second line. We got the note G, so that means we're talking about this G right here. But just looking at the page, we see we're going from G to B flat. G to B flat. You can see that it's a third because we're going from line to line. So what kind of third is it? Let's do it. G, from G to B flat. Okay? How many frets did you move? G to B flat was 3 frets or 1.5 steps, which is a minor third. Okay? Hopefully I'm giving enough space for you to think it through. Let's go to the next one. Okay? The next one starts on what note? C, and you can see that it is a third because they're separated from space to space like that, stacked on top of each other. C to E is your next note. From C to E is a third. What kind of third is it? Let's go from C to E. C to E. We went up how many frets? 4 frets, which is the same as 2 whole steps, or what kind of third? A major third. Okay, so we went from C to E. Here's the next one. We're going to start at B flat. Okay, B flat. All right, now looking at the page, B flat, the third above that is going to be a D. We know it's a third because they're stacked on top of each other, line to line. B flat to D. That's a third. What kind of third is it? Let's do it. B flat to D. B flat to D. Alright, we went from B flat to D. How many frets is that? That's 4 frets, or 2 whole steps, or a major third. Next one, we're going to start on F. This is the 4th one on line 2. Okay, we got an F, and we're going to go a third above that. Okay, you can see that it's a third because we're going from space to space, F to A. Alright, F to A. If we do F, first fret F, 5th fret A, how many frets do we go up? 4 frets. That is a major third. Okay? Next one. Hopefully I'm not going too fast here. Next one, we're going to start on A. Looking at the page, we're going to start on A, and we're going to go a third above it. Okay? We can see that it's a third because we're going space to space, from A to C. Alright? Now, what kind of third is it? We're going to start on A and go to C. A to C. How many frets did you move up? 3 frets, or 1.5 steps, or a minor third. Okay? A to C. Next one, we're going to start on G. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th one on that line. We got G, and we're going to go up a third. A third above G is the next line up. Line, line. So G to B flat. Let's figure out whether it's major or minor. G to B flat. G to B flat. And that is up 3 frets. 1.5 steps, or a minor third. Okay? 3 more and then we're done. We're going to start up here on E, way up high. Okay? We got an E, and if you look at the page, there's a space E, and then we go a space above that to what note? G. And what kind of third is that? Let's figure it out. We go from E to G. This one's a little tricky sometimes because we're thinking about it pretty high up the neck. But E to that next dot up, G. Hopefully that's a dot on your guitar too. E to G. How many frets did you move up? 3 frets, or 1.5 steps, which means it is what kind of third? A minor third. 2 more! The next to last one on that page is D. So you've got D, and then looking at the page, you would go up a third on that same line there. Next line up, D, to the next line up, which is F. Okay, so you can see that it's a third because it's line to line. What kind of third is it? Let's start on D. And we're going to go from D to F. D to F. D to F moves how many frets? How many frets will go up from D to F? That's 3 frets, or 1.5 steps, or a minor third. Okay, last one. Last one looking at your page is B flat, and you're going to move up to the next line up, which is so we're going to move a third above it from B flat to D, and we need to figure out whether it's a major third or a minor third. Okay, so we're going to start on B flat. I'm going to sneeze. B flat, and we're going to go to the note D. B flat to D. B flat to D. What kind of third is that? How many frets are you moving up? That's 4 frets, or 2 whole steps, or a major third. So just moving from one note to another note, moving from one note in the F major scale to a third above each one, you're going to get these intervals, okay? And some of them are going to be major, some of them are going to be minor. Now we're not talking about the chords. Once we get to the chords, you'll actually see that you can build chords on each one of these notes and have a major chord or a minor chord, and we'll get to how that works later. We're just talking about the distance between 2 notes, just the interval, okay? So just so you can start to eyeball it a little bit and reference what you know about the distance between notes in music notation and apply that to the guitar, okay? Now, the next 2 that I have on there is an exercise that hopefully you don't need me for, but well, this is the way I want you to do it. I want you to do everything the way we just did it, except for I'm not giving you the note that's above it, okay? You're going to get the first note, okay? So just on that third line there, you have an F, and I want you to think about what that next note is that we would be doing. What is the next note a third above it, okay? Visualize it, think about it. What you should think is, if it's a space, then you're going to go up to the next space. If it's a line, you can go up to the next line. What is that note? Okay? And then try and separate the interval on the guitar. Look at it. Think about how many frets you moved up, and then decide whether it's major or minor. Okay? One little thing here. You got to remember that the B's are B flats, okay? I wrote them in on the exercise, but I'm not showing you that. When you write them in, or actually I don't really want you, if it helps to write them in, then write them in. But obviously if you can do it without writing it in and start to visualize a little bit, that's kind of cool too. And the 4th line is the exact same exercise, only you're bouncing around, okay? So hopefully this will answer some questions. I know this is a long video, but I really wanted to be able to walk you through it a little bit more this time. So enjoy it. I know it's kind of crazy, but it's going to be really, really cool when we apply this to blues jam tracks. You're going to love it. All right, I will see you next week.